So our program is a little bit different to the NHS in terms of what's prescribed. We've really tried to simplify it. Instead of having a different run for all 3 runs of the week, we have the same run each day of the week. So there are 3 runs. The point is you can effectively do the same workout 3 times, and each time you do it, it's going to be easier. Okay, so if you do a run on Tuesday, it's going to be the same as Thursday and the same as the weekend, and then the next week it goes up. So the jumps are a lot smaller. In the NHS version, there are some really big jumps up, and the amount of time that you're supposed to run at around the week 4, the demands really increase, and I think that is probably where the most people end up having to repeat the week. They just can't get that 5 minutes of non-stop running. And as I said, we actually teach you how to pace yourself and what speed you should be running at. So in terms of attending the club, we have pace groups. So tonight we'll have 2 pace groups, a slower Couch to 5K group and a faster Couch to 5K group. There will also be non-stop running groups tonight, and they start from the same speed as our faster Couch to 5K group. So if you imagine if you were in our slowest Couch to 5K group, you did your 5K at the end of the 10 weeks, you then move into a non-stop, it's called a 7 kilometre per hour group. Okay, so a non-stop group, our slowest non-stop running group. Okay, and then you'd move through that program for 10 weeks, which is in time with everyone else. Everyone's progressing at the same time. At the end of that 10 weeks, you then go into another faster group. So there's a series of progressions there for you to continue on. And we have people who have started in the 6 group and they're now moving into the 10 group. So it's really fun to see that progress as a coach, but hopefully I think they're enjoying the experience as well. We have Beginners Week. For us, it's all about really just trying to attract as many people who want to run as possible, really. I mean, it's free. We're trying to lower the barrier to entry. We want to teach you as much as possible. So even if you decide that it's too hard getting to us for 6:30 p.m. and you're just going to do it by yourself, at least you've learned loads and hopefully can apply it to your own running when you do go off and run. Next week we have what we call a 5-day challenge, and we've made a specific one for beginners this time. So the idea is that you register for the 5-day challenge, and I'd love for every one of you to do this, but the point is that on day 1, which is Monday next week, you'll get an email in your inbox, and it'll basically be explaining what we want you to do on Tuesday. Okay, so you're going to be doing the first run of the 5-day challenge on Tuesday, and it's only going to be 2 kilometers. Most of you will finish in 15 to 20, 22 minutes. And you don't have to run the whole thing. Okay, you can walk as much as you like. But the point is that each day there's a different email telling you what to do. Whether it's to go out and do a run or to watch these videos and learn how to stretch your tight muscles, or learn how to use this app for your phone, so that basically by the end of the 5 days you've done 2 runs. The first one's going to be slower than the second one, and the second one's going to give you a pretty good picture of your actual current ability if you pace yourself properly. So it's a really nice thing to get out of those 5 days. And again, if you join, that's fantastic. If you don't, at least you've then got a platform to build on from there, and you will have learned a lot. We have yoga and strength classes to basically help prevent those niggling injuries that people get. We talk about making sure that you don't get really tight muscles, so we work on flexibility, but the strength is also really important. If you imagine, a very common one is that we all get very strong and tight down the front of our thigh, but our bum is particularly weak because we're sitting on it all day and it doesn't really do all that much. So strengthening that muscle is going to help to lengthen this muscle and stop you from running like this. Okay, because you're tight here, it's pulling you forward, okay, and you've got nothing going on back here holding you upright. Okay, so strength is really important as well. It's not just about being really flexible and you'll be able to run forever. You want to be stronger at holding yourself up against gravity, because gravity is constantly trying to pull you down. And this has benefits not just for running, but for everyday life, right? We want to have good posture, so it's important to work on our postural strength. We've got 5 minutes left, so I'll just touch on a couple of things. Social events, we do have meals out. We've got one on the 20th of October. If you're super keen, just flick us an email and we'll send you the menu and you can come along. It might feel a bit early since you've only just met us, but we also have targeted running events. So generally every 13 weeks or so, certainly every 13 weeks we go to parkrun. Okay, we try and get as many of our members to parkrun. Obviously, a certain number of those will be doing their Couch to 5K, and they'll be finishing that Couch to 5K program at parkrun and doing their first, probably for most people, their first ever non-stop 5K race. But it's very gentle, really. It's not competitive. But we also have a target 10K that we go to. We've got one that we're going to in November, and we target half marathons as well. So it really helps for all our runners. They've got something to work on every 13 weeks or so, and a lot of them enter their own events as well that they throw on top. Now, memberships. We often get lots of questions about memberships. I'll try and just quickly summarise. The annual membership is £57 for the year. It basically covers runs. Okay, it doesn't really cover the classes. If we were to offer this membership, offer the classes to all memberships, then I guess there is a capacity for those classes. They're in a small yoga studio and DW Fitness, and that could fill up quickly if we just had everyone coming to it. The standard membership is £15 a month, and it does include those classes, and it also gives you access to some educational material on our blog as well. We've recorded loads of talks like this one, but on specific topics, such as how to stop your knees hurting, how to stop your feet hurting, and we've basically put them all onto our blog so people can watch them. The premium membership, it's a lot. It just basically involves more support. Okay, so basically you can anytime you have a question, especially about your running, you just ask us if you've got a niggle. It's just a lifeline to have your own coach basically to help you out. We put together a program for you to make sure that you know what you're doing. If, for example, you can't make it to a club run, and not one of you will be able to attend every club run over the next 10 weeks. There's no way, right? So it's nice to have a program that kind of explains what you're supposed to be doing with yourself when you're not running with the club. And we also have squads. So we have a Couch to 5K squad, and the purpose of that is, again, it's just a more supportive arrangement than your standard or annual membership. If one goes into a Facebook group and they've all got their program, and we have some workshops where basically we get together and all grab a foam roller and learn some stretches and some strength exercises, and those are all in the program as well. And that's like a really brief summary of the memberships. But do we have any questions about anything? Yes.
How many times would you say you would have to come a week?
Yeah,
It's
hard.
time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, we have 4 sessions during the weekdays. Mondays yoga, Tuesday, Thursday runs, and Wednesday strength. So there's no way we expect people to come to all of those, but we're trying to make something available. Look, you would get away with running with you could do this whole thing without coming to the club at all. So if you were to say join our Couch to 5K squad, and we do have people that do that. They join the squad, they get their program, they've got all the support they need in the Facebook group, but it helps if you can come to the runs. But the minimum number of runs we'd expect to get through the Couch to 5K would be 1 per week. But I think that'd be quite tough. 2 per week is good. I think most people would find that they could keep up with the progress of the program over that 10 weeks. 3 is like just smashing it. Every run is like, yeah, no worries, sweet, I've got it. But yeah, no more than 3. Don't do any more than 3. I know you're thinking about doing more than 3. Anything else, guys?
That's cool. It's Sunday run.
Yes.
Is that the park run itself, or is that just something you do on Sunday?
No, so that's just our 3rd club run of the week. Yeah. So for Couch to 5K members, it's exactly the same as what we do on Thursday night. Yeah. So again, meeting over at DW Fitness at 9 a.m.
I've seen that you put the maps of the runs
Yes.
in the Facebook group. Are we supposed to know them, or will there be someone with the group that will?
There'll be someone with the maps printed off. Yeah. I've just been printing off the next sort of 5 weeks of maps. They're all colour, very nice. It is great if you can have a look at those, just so you've got some idea of where they're going before you show up to the runs. But you're never going to be left behind, so don't worry, you'll always be with a group. But we try and encourage everyone to know where they're going on a run, because it's not really fair for one person to be solely responsible for knowing where the group goes, unless they're like absolutely certain they know exactly where the group's supposed to be going. We also encourage a few people to have some way of telling what speed the group's going. With Couch 5K, generally it sticks together really nice. When you get into faster groups, they start getting tempted into going off on their own and leaving the group behind, and that's when it can become more of an issue. But you guys don't have to worry about that yet.
When are you starting week 1, day 1? It's not this week
20th,
or next week, is it? It's just
yeah.
to confirm.
20
It was a bit confusing when I started.
Yeah, fine. So 23rd of October is when we start the 10-week program, so that's week 1. Okay, so next week is the 5-day challenge, and really encourage you to do that. And you know, if you come to our runs, then on Tuesday and Thursday, they will be the 2 runs of the 5-day challenge. Okay, so come along and ideally register for that when you see the link. But yeah, then the 10-week program starts 23rd of October. It doesn't actually finish, if you look at a calendar, until just after Christmas. So it's just the way it's worked out this year. But don't let that stop you. Go on, don't let that stop you. We will stay strong and run through Christmas. All right? Anything else? Cool.
What if you're already a member of another gym and do other exercise?
Yeah.
Can you fit that in?
Yeah, I mean, how much you can fit in is kind of up to you, but obviously what we'd try and talk you out of trying to do it like a strength session and then go within a few hours trying to do a run. That can put a lot of stress on your legs and make it a lot harder. But yeah, I mean, if you've got a gym membership, that's fantastic. You know, we want people to be doing strength work. We don't really want people to be strengthening muscles that already get really strong from running, because it's just going to make your muscles even shorter. So we do have certain exercises that we like people to be doing, but it's a good start.
Thinking of classes that might clash with the running.
Yeah. Basically, the more bouncing around there is, the more it's going to impact your ability to run, I guess. Yeah, but you know, running's good cardio. So I often say, you know, if you've got a gym membership, ask yourself what you need it for. If you're going to really embrace running and actually dedicate yourself to doing 5K, you know, you're paying whatever £15 to £50 a month for a gym membership, but you've got 4 or 5 training sessions with Cheltenham Running Club for £15 a month. You know, we're pretty decent. Yeah, but you can keep both. Come on. Anything else, guys? Awesome. It is past 7 o'clock, so we better get out as quick as we can. Thanks for coming, guys.